Hey, what's up, guys? So my website's running slow. I want to know if there's a problem with the web hosting.
No, sir, it's not us. Did you refresh your cache?
Yeah, I refreshed the cache.
It's not us, sir. It's your plugins.
Okay, so it's not the web hosting. It's the plugin company.
Yes, call the plugin company, sir.
Oh, you want me to call the plugin company? Okay, I'll call the plugin company. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, guys. Hey, plugin company. What's up, guys? Hey, guys, my website's running a little slow, and they said it was due to the plugin. Is there a problem with the plugin?
No problems with the plugin. It's probably your theme.
No, there's not. You want me to call the theme company now?
Yes.
Oh, that's strange. Okay, I'll call the theme company. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Those guys. Hey guys, what's up? This is Daryl. Hey, I'm calling about my my website. There's a problem with my theme. My website's running slow.
It's not the WordPress theme, sir. It's your web hosting. Go call them.
It's not the theme.
No problem with the theme,
It's the
sir.
web hosting.
It's probably your web hosting.
But they
Give
said it
them
was
a call.
you guys.
No, it's them.
Okay, so call the web hosting.
Yes.
Hey, web hosting. This is Daryl. My website's slow again, and I just want to know. They all told me it was you.
No, it's them.
Oh, it's them. So you want me to call them again and...
Yes, call them. Bye.
Oh, okay. So is your website running slow and you're just not sure what's causing it and you begin the runaround? Guys, trust me, I have been there. It can be very frustrating. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 6 main reasons on why your website could be running slow and what you can do to improve the speed of your websites. So I'll be showing you the before and after of each step to show you how it improves website speed. So make sure to watch this video all the way to the end because as always, I have a bonus for all of you at the end of the video. So with that said, let's go to reason number 1. Number 1 is caching. Yes, caching is actually a very important feature that you should not overlook on your website. So here's a website that is fully cached. So we have a 1.3 second load time. Let's take a look at the same website that is not cached. So this right here is running at around 3.7 seconds, and this is the same website. So you can see how it's loading almost 2 times slower just by not having a caching plugin. So by having a caching plugin on your website, it will really help speed up your website. Now, if you don't understand what caching is, essentially what caching is, it's creating a replicated version of your website. So let's say you have a visitor that comes to your website and they keep refreshing the page. The server doesn't have to keep loading everything all over again. It gives the visitor a cached version of the website, putting less strain on the server and not using as much resources. Now, if you're gonna ask me, okay, so I need a caching plugin, which one should I use? Now, there are various free caching plugins out there. However, I use WP Rocket, and I'm sure a lot of other people do. It is probably one of the best caching plugins out there. There is a link below to get it if you want to try this out. Now, the difference between this one and other caching plugins, the reason why I like this one is because it comes with lazy load. So for those of you who don't know what lazy load is, we have this website right here, but maybe we don't need to load everything on the page. So what lazy load does is that it actually loads things as needed. So for example, let's say someone comes to your website, refreshes the page, and they click on get started. What is the point of loading everything on the bottom of the page all the way down here if they never even load it? There's no reason to even load all this stuff. So by implementing lazy load on your website, you can only load what is necessary. So I do recommend WP Rocket. So if you want to try that out, there is a link below. But caching is crucial. It's very important. And this is solid proof that you need to have a caching plugin on your website. Number 2 is images. Now, this is probably the beginner's biggest mistake where they just go ahead and Google images and they grab any image they find and they put it on their website. I am guilty of this too when I first started, trust me. Everyone does this, but the problem with that is that those images are massive and you probably don't even realize what you're putting on your website because you don't really see the size. You just see the dimensions of the image and then you say, oh, I'll put it on my website. Well, that can really slow your website down. Now there's 2 plugins, or there's one plugin and one website that can drastically compress the image size. So there is tinyjpeg.com where you can go ahead and upload images and it'll actually shrink it down. I mean, this website will shrink it down to at least like 50%. It does a really, really good job at compressing the images. And as you can tell, there is virtually no difference. So you can save a lot of space on your website. Also, if you have tons of images on your website and you don't really feel like manually doing one by one, you can install WP Smush, where this will go ahead and smush the images on your website. Now, I don't think it'll be as efficient as if you do it yourself, but it helps, you know? So let's just take a look at my website. So here on my website, I had a version of me. So here on the GT metrics, you can see I had a version of me. So it's loading at around 4.2 seconds. Now this image right here, it's not optimized. So my designer made the image, but the image size was around 600 kilobytes, which is pretty big for an image. So what I did here is I took it out like that, and I ran a GT metrics test again, and now the site is loading at around 3.3 seconds. So just by taking out one image on my website, we are saving 1 second of time. So images are crucial. Now that's just one image. I'm sure on your website you have several images. Now, if you're gonna ask me, what is a good page size and what size should my images be? I try to go for somewhere around 50 kilobytes per image. Somewhere around there. If you can get it lower than that, that's good. If it's higher, yeah, that's okay too. Anything higher than like 200 kilobytes on an image, I would try to optimize it. If you're going to ask me about total page size, the average total page size according to the internet in 2020 is around 3 megabytes. And that is a little big, but you can always get it down to 1.5 megabytes. Because remember, a lot of this stuff is just images. So if you optimize your images, you can definitely have a faster website. So go through each of your images and see the size of them. If any of them are on 1 megabyte, get them out of your website right away. So simply by going through your images and compressing them and fixing them, you can drastically speed up the speed of your website. Number 3 is delete unnecessary plugins. Guys, I know you like plugins because they're free and it adds a lot of functionality to your website. The problem with adding too many plugins is that it will slow down your website. So here my website is loading at around 3.7 seconds. Now what I did was I deactivated Scikit by Google, I deactivated Smush Pro, and I also deactivated the Essential Grid plugin. So my page speed time went from 3.7 down to 2.5. And you notice right here, the page size is the same. So 2.94, but we are saving at least 1 second in speed because I deactivated just a few plugins. Now I know my site needs optimization. My page speed score is an F, but right now I'm rebuilding it and revamping it. And as long as the site's loading at around 2 seconds, whatever, that's fine. We'll worry about that later. But for the rest of you, it's very important not to have too many plugins on your website because this will slow it down. So go through your website and go ahead and delete any unnecessary plugins, and I guarantee you that will speed up your website. Number 4 is add a CDN. So a CDN stands for a content delivery network, and it basically reduces the physical distance a user has to travel through cyberspace all the way to your website by actually connecting to a local server. So a CDN will go ahead and take your website and create cached versions of it and spread them out on local servers so users can go ahead and just connect to local servers so they don't have to go ahead and travel all the way to your server, saving some loading time. So if your website's on a global basis, it's a very big deal. If your website is more of a local website, personally, I don't think you're going to see that much of a significant difference, not unless you have a lot of people connecting from your website or to your website from very far away. But SiteGround does offer free CDNs. If you go to your hosting services, you can actually get a free Cloudflare CDN, and this is free for SiteGround users. Also, I believe WPX offers free CDNs. I'll go ahead and put that link in the description below if you want to check them out. But yeah, so make sure to add a CDN. I know there's Max CDN and Cloudflare are probably one of the 2 popular companies out there, but by adding a CDN, you could save a few seconds of load time. Number 5 is having the recommended PHP setting. Now notice I did not say the most up-to-date, and I'll explain why. But first, let me just show you where you can access your PHP version, just in case you want to kind of check it out. So I'm going to be showing you the cPanel, and then also showing you the Softaculous, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Softaculous, of where you can change it. So for cPanel users, it's going to be down here by the, where is it? I think I just passed it. Yeah, right here, PHP version manager. You would click on that, click on your website, and then you can go ahead and adjust it here. Now there are several versions. I don't think 5.6 is even supported anymore at the time of making this video. I think 7.3, 7.2 is currently what like most companies are using as a standard. There is 7.4, but that will have some compatibility issues with some plugins. Also for you Softaculous users, if you go ahead and scroll down to the, let's see here, it is software. Here it is, software. Select PHP version. And companies like SiteGround, I think they use 7.2. Yeah, they use 7.2 as their base. It goes all the way to 7.4. But if you're using something like 7.0 or 7.1, I would go with the current 7.2/7.3. You can always go ahead and improve or upgrade the PHP and then go back to your website. If you see any problems, then yeah, you should go ahead and change it back. But don't take my advice. Just back up your website just in case. But by updating your PHP, you can improve the performance of your website. But just note that I would not recommend going to the highest PHP, because if you're using like 10 plugins, the odds of at least 2 or 3 of those plugins not being compatible with the newest version of PHP, you might get some weird errors of WordPress, all that weird mumbo jumbo I'm sure you've seen. But if you're using an old version, make sure to upgrade, because that's very important. They do have performance upgrades in those updates, so that's just something to consider. Number 6, and lastly, make sure you are using Lightspeed servers. Now, there's a lot of server software out there. There's Nginx, which is good. There's Apache, and then there's also Lightspeed, which is the fastest among the 3. Now, you can always debate that, but Lightspeed servers are generally considered the fastest server software out there. So when you're signing up for a web hosting company, you want to make sure that they have Lightspeed servers. So for example, Name Hero is loading at around 2 seconds, very fast company. But then you have companies like iPage that are loading at around 5 seconds. You have companies like InMotion that are loading at around 6 seconds, and that's because they're using old Apache software. So the software that they're using is very out to date, and I can understand that they don't want to update it because that's a lot of infrastructure to change. But you want to go ahead and go with companies like WPX, where they have Lightspeed servers. You want to go with Name Hero, they have Lightspeed servers. Also SiteGround, they have Lightspeed cloud servers as well, because they are being hosted on Google Cloud. So I do have an exclusive discount for Name Hero in the description below. It's exclusive through my link, so you will not find this offer anywhere else, because I worked it out with the owner. But you can see on their plans right here that they offer the where is it? They offer the free Lightspeed, and it's a lot faster than old Apache software. Companies like WPX as well. WPX is a newer company I'm promoting, but I've been testing them for a while, and I can vouch for them. They are a fast company. They are a little expensive. They are actually a lot more expensive than Name Hero, but just note that they do use Lightspeed servers. Also, LiquidWeb also uses Lightspeed servers. I do have a discount for them as well in the description below. A2 Hosting does as well. Personally, I would say, I don't want to go against A2 at all, but in my study, I found that even though they offer Lightspeed servers, I did find them to be a little bit more slower than other Lightspeed servers. I'm not sure of the reason why. Maybe that's because of technical server specs. Maybe they don't have as fast processors as other companies. There could be a lot of reasons, but just note that they are just loading a tad slower than other companies, but that's fine. They're still in the 2 second range. That's perfectly fine. If you're using HostGator, guys, or Bluehost or iPage, God help you all, but switch to Name Hero if you are using any of those companies, because just for example right here, I'll just go to my, I'll give you guys a sneak peek here. I'll show you guys my page speed with all the hosting companies. I'm actually having a whole nother video for this, but I'll just share it in this video. So for example, right here, we have Bluehost, 5 seconds. If they are affiliated with EIG in any way, run for the hills. You don't want to be a part of any EIG company. HostGator, people still recommend HostGator. It's crazy out there. InMotion, 6 seconds. iPage, 5 seconds. Now Kinsta, this was due to a big error. Kinsta is not this slow. In fact, let me just show you. It was my bad. I made a big mistake. So you can see here how I had something on the server that was causing conflict, and then I actually fixed it, and now it's running at around 1 second. So that's pretty good. But yeah, you want to go with companies that have Lightspeed servers. Also, a new company that I'm promoting is KnownHost. Now, if you're not sure about them, I wasn't sure about them either, to be honest. I'm thinking to myself, I'm tired. I don't want to promote another company. I don't know if they're good or not. I tested them, guys, and yes, I can vouch for them, and I don't vouch for a lot of companies. In fact, I'm kind of the enemy of web hosting. They don't like me too much. But I just started testing them, and over 2 days, the site's loading at around 1.13 seconds. So I will leave all of those links in the description below. I do have a lot of discounts I worked out with these companies, so go ahead and check them out. But I will be having a full video on this in another video because I don't want to cover all these companies because I'm going to make another video for that. But just know that you need to be using Lightspeed servers. I highly recommend Name Hero. I like them too because they have phone support, so that's also a big plus. So make sure that you optimize your website and add every single step to your website, and I promise you your website will be faster if you implement every single step I told you about in this video. So guys, I do my best to make these videos, so if I did good, let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, make sure to give me a nice helpful comment that I lost weight or my hair looks good or something like that. And until then, I will see all of you party people in the next video. Guys, take it easy.